What is happening, YouTube? This is Volkov V2, guys, and we're bringing you back with the latest amazing DPS build for Amara. Now, this is Godsend for obviously Mayhem mode 3 as well as Vault Hunter mode, and the reason for that is because you barely need any of the equipment that you can already use previously. We'll start off with, guys, with the items. First, the one I would highly recommend is if you're using a legendary artifact, I recommend use the white elephant. Reason for that is you obviously get the 21% increase of obviously action skill cooldown rating as well as the reload speed. You obviously, if there is anything higher with action skill cooldown, obviously I would highly recommend using that first. Obviously, Phase Zerker, the reason for that is because obviously it increases your weapon's damage by 3% and 10% action cooldown rating, obviously, once again for the thing. As for the shields, guys, you can choose whatever you want. There are other ones that obviously increase cooldown rating. I obviously use Love the Backham. Why? Because Typhon DeLeon obviously use it as well. But because it reduces damage by 56% as well as 40% chance of reflecting damage whilst the shield is up. I would also hide, if you truly want to go badass mode, you go Rough Rider. Now there's a lot of good artifacts and stuff that work well with this one, because if your shield capacity is at 0, you gain immense stacks throughout the thing. So for example, there's one artifact that I don't have which increases your melee damage and gun damage by 50% and melee damage by 100% when your shield is depleted. Well, clearly you don't have a shield, so you'll constantly always be running around with a 100% stack straight off right there. In fact, what I will do, guys, is there's probably some in my box, but let's just have a look if there is any. I do not think I have any. If you're looking around for anything luck, or obviously doing the old offline spawn in the chests, try and find yourself a loaded dice. The reason why, yes, it does obviously give you 75% max health reduction, but it does substantially increase your luck by probably, I think it's like 20%. That's increased with obviously if you obviously go to your Guardian ranking right there. I've got 8.87% right there. So I'm going at a rough average of 30 already. So we will just, let's go duration time. Once all these are filled out, guys, I highly recommend just going forwards, always just guns and stuff, which I clearly, you can see, guys, I've maxed out. What else do you have? Grenades, guys, you can use the Hex or whatever you want. I obviously am just using a longbow at the moment. The reason why is because of health depletion. If obviously it hits anything, all the health is given straight directly back to you, and it actually starts regenerating your shields as well. As for the guns, I honest to God only use 2, and that's the Moira Legion. Reason for that is because they're both anointed. If you have any anointed weapons, I would recommend using them for that, obviously that character build, because they are insanely good. I was very, very grateful that I got the Dastardly Maggie for with the anointed siren with face cast, because she gets 250% boost, and which I will show you, which is even more stronger with the build that we give you, as well as the more lineage. We'll start with the skills. Right, guys, we'll start off with the Mystic Assault. I only threw 1 in Do Harm, 3 in Fast Hands, and 2 in a Violent Tapestry. After that, so you can obviously add a little bit more, but I wouldn't highly recommend it. You want to max out Transcend and Restless, because action cooldown rating is really important in this, and you'll see why. Because this build, your action skill will be reset roughly at an average of 8 seconds. And the best thing about it is you can use it in about 3 times in about 15 seconds, which for your Dastardly Maggie, if you're mad at, even if versus bosses or anything, you will easily kill them off. I added 1 into Ascendant. A lot of people don't usually add it on because they think it's not really that important. I put it on for the Soul Sap. The reason, Soul Sap, obviously, any damage done with the action skill, gives back to you at 30% of your health back. At the same time, that it increases it to 50. At the bottom part, guys, you want to max out Ladebore and Wrath. These are ones that are again highly important. You can max out From Rest, but I obviously didn't. I only added the one just for the 4%. Once you get to Awakening, you want to max that out, and you want to add an Avatar. Avatar is brilliant for this stack. A lot of people actually undermine it for quite a bit, and this is the reason. The reason why is because they didn't think it's useful and just a waste of a stack, and they much rather put in something else. Once we're in the Fist of Elements, guys, you want to throw 3 stacks into Steady Hands, 2 into Amina, or obviously go 5 into Anima, obviously if you don't want to go Steady Hands and you've obviously increased your handling and accuracy. Once you do that, guys, you want to get a max out Tempest. Once you do that, it's highly crucial for any type of thing you have. I do have the Hellfire in my bank storage room. Forgot to take it out, which is really good with Amara as well, which I might get later and show you guys. But anything with elemental damaging, guys, this is going to increase it, especially for your phase, for your action skill. Once you get to Brawl, guys, the ones that you want to max out is Personal Space. Reason why is you want to get close and personal, and with this build you can do. So obviously you'll increase your damage dealt to by an extra 36%. You want to throw 3 into Clarity. I've obviously, with the Gunzerker, I got an extra one for Clarity, so that's even more grateful for me. So once that is really important. Obviously, to activate your action skill, you obviously gain the health regeneration, which you'll need. Root of Rise, I've only got 3 into there, but like I said, a lot of people, they tend to get rid of Ascendant Avatar and obviously max out Root of Rise. If you want to do that, there is nothing bad about that, because obviously having 40% a max health extra increase is decent. I just didn't need it. And finally, Samsara is a must, is definitely a thing. Once you have all that, guys, the reason why you want to have Avatar is, we'll show you. I always do demos on Athena's 1, because I actually think in Borderlands, guys, even the scenery is just beautiful. Like, the one thing I used to love about Borderlands is, even though it was like a cartoonish result, like, the amount of effort they put into this is just phenomenal. And I always think that Athena's is actually one of the most beautiful maps ever. So that's why I'll always do demos on this. So as you can see, you activate your ability, and Dastardly Maggie pretty much just whitewashes anything. And with a stack, you already got it up. Throw it in, and boom. As you can see, nothing is pretty much standing in my way. Another thing that's brilliant, which I will show you now once these monsters come, is you can activate your ability, which obviously increases your gun's damage, but at the same time, with Avatar, you can activate it again whilst it's on the cooldown period. With that, your stacks, as you can see at the bottom of the health bar, go up all the way up to 44. And at this stage, anything is pretty much Godsend for you. Nothing will survive. You can absolutely just whitewash everything. Once you get to there, shoot a branch. Keep throwing out there. Let's throw a second one in there. And boom. Let's kill off these ranches and see what... Did we get anything? No, we didn't. We got something terrible. Great. And as you can see, guys, Avatar reset straight away. So in a way, you get two action skills for the price of one, and they double stack, which gives all of your kill stacks and stuff an extra increase. So if we just go over here, in fact, let's go kill Private Beam just for the hell of it. Hopefully he may drop something good. Probably doubt it. He's terrible. but let's give it a shot. Where is Private Bean? There he is. Right here. So throw it once. Keep tapping him out. Let's throw a second one in there just to throw him in there. And boom. Oh, alright. I'll speak to you soon. Westland and lifesteal. I will take that and I will be trading it out. But yeah, as you can see, guys, it is just, you can demolish anything. And it's phenomenal. Including, if we go, guys, we'll just quickly go down to Eden 6. Let's go to the floating tomb. Now, obviously, the things will obviously change. Everything will change here. So obviously, you've seen, guys, as I've used the normal bullets with my Dastly Maggie, it does reduce by 70%, but even that made nothing. That made short work of it. With elemental damage, this is why I love having two of my guns. That's why I loved saying I had the Maggie and the Moir Legion. With the elementary damage, and they both got face cast, I can use either. So if Mayhem Mode 3 decides to absolutely do me over and say reduce damage to all normal weapons, I just trade it out for this. They're both pistol. I love all pistols. And like I said, you can clearly see I love pistols. If obviously the Dastly Maggie isn't working as well, just swap it out for Moir Legion. And what we can do is with the elemental damage, let's just quickly buy. Not like I need the money. And with this, guys, exactly with this, remember what we said about the elemental stacks? This is the beauty of what you can do. Because if you throw it in there, and there we go. That is all it took. That is obviously with the elemental thing. It would obviously take longer with the Dastly Maggie, but like I said, this build is Godsend. And with Avatar, if obviously I needed to, I could have easily thrown it in again, but I didn't need to. But I did get a beautiful Heat Seeker. I shall take that with greatness. And what do we have here? We have something that's incredibly... I've never actually even got this weapon, so I'll take that, but... And the Cutsman. For lightning power, why not? But there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll bring you a lot more towards it. And I hope you guys enjoy this, and see you more. Alright, peace out.